5 a.m. A cold, late summer morning on the desert. Your breath frosts with the chill of the air. The desert rests quietly, but soon that serenity will be broken. This dry lake bed near Victorville, California, is home to a last oasis of sorts. El Mirage Dry Lake is one of the final resting spots where man can experience the ultimate exhilaration. 6 times a year, hot rodders from all over the western United States come to this alkali lake bed to do one thing: go fast. Sponsored by the Southern California Timing Association and the National Hot Rod Association, people from all walks of life will bring their cars to test themselves and their machinery.
Car 357 at 172.
Gary Cagle, who has been around racing for 30 years as a driver and now as an administrator for the scta, talks about the beginning of the El Mirage Dry Lake runs.
Well, we got chased off, or not necessarily chased off, but we, whenever they opened March Air Force Base up, why, they took the good lake bed away from us, Edwards. And from there, why, we went to Muroc, or they went to Muroc. I wasn't even involved then, and I believe about 1946 they started here at El Mirage. And we've been running here ever since. 6 times a year we run here, one-day events, and we put a week-long event at the Bonneville Salt Flats, which is called Speed Week.
Over the course of the 40 years of racing at El Mirage, some very important innovations to the sport have been born right here. Former professional race car driver Bob McCoy, who has driven almost everything with 4 wheels and nearly had a ride in the 1969 Indy 500, has seen some budding Einsteins at work here at the lake bed.
It really doesn't get the credit of real auto racing, but these guys not only go fast, but they invent a lot of things, you know, like your fuel injection. That's something that is used on everything from Ferrari to the Offenhauser that used to run in Indianapolis, and your Porsches. Your fuel injection was invented right here by Stu Hilborn in the 40s. And he invented it for a hot rod to go a little faster like we're doing out here right now, and everybody had caught on from there. Hilborn injection was the first, so. And there's a lot of safety things that have been invented here, like arm restraints. You know, the car would get upside down, it'd be an accident. Maybe a guy would lose his arm, so they would sit down and figure out how to keep his arms in the car, you know. So there's a lot of things that have happened out here that they really haven't got credit for.
Can see why the off-roaders have not done us very well with the lake bed. Latin spent the better part of yesterday, and I bet spent the better part of the afternoon looking for a decent course. And this isn't decent, but it's all there is. So I want all the drivers to take a look at it. If you don't feel your bike or car is safe on it, don't run. The decision has to be yours. It's usable. I've raced on worse, but I can't.
A few last words from the starter, and it's time to get down to business. For some, business is nothing more than a cold beer and a talk with a good friend. Still, for others, this is their business. Andy Granatelli, who is better known for his exploits in the 1969 Indy 500, is one of the many people who will test their car to its limits. Granatelli, who watched Mario Andretti win the '69 Classic, will climb behind the wheel today.
I hold still today over 400 world's land speed records that were set back in 1963 at Bonneville. And I'm now 60 years old, and I thought it's about time I let everybody know I'm still alive. It's a lot of pleasure to come out here in the dry lakes, El Mirage, especially when no one's around at the end of the trap, and it's dead quiet, it's so serene. It gives you a feeling of being on the moon. It's just beautiful, you know, and these are my kind of people. I mean, they're all hot rodders, and this is where I started, and I love these people.
And Granatelli can add a new record to his list, traveling the mile and 3/10 course at more than 184 miles an hour. But as serious as racing can be to someone like Andy Granatelli, some don't take it quite that serious. Some like to be a little out of step with the band. After all, variety is the spice of life. Bob Martin and his 1947 Buick are testimony to that.
It's the only way to fly. It's the only way to fly. We're running a pretty low buck operation here. And there hasn't been probably a 47 Buick on the lake since 47. And we just like to do a little bit, you know, we like to do it a little bit different. We come out here to have fun, and we don't go real fast, but we have a hell of a time.
And before anyone laughs, don't. This 47 Buick can turn 128 miles an hour. As you can tell by the speeds, life along this 1 3/10 stretch of dirt is definitely not at 55 miles an hour. You can bet no one on this lake bed would settle for the double nickels. They want the whole dollar.
It's the old speed. Now, let's put it this way. There's 3 of us that are 64 years old. We have one man that's 79. He goes 215 miles an hour. So far, I've only went 198. Today, I hope for 200. The record is 194 that we're going by in the Camaro. That's just about it. We're all going to have fun. It's an acceleration you can't believe. You've got noise, dirt, vibration, and you let it all hang out. But you do one thing. You pray for that finish line because something may happen.
Driving a Camaro that he and his 2 sons put together, 64-year-old H.L. Carter got to sample some of that exhilaration, strapped himself in, and let it fly. And fly Carter did, a shade over 193 miles an hour. Man's desire to go fast has always propelled him to greater speeds. But it takes a certain kind of person to put himself or herself behind the wheel of a fire-breathing hunk of metal. A daredevil, perhaps. But more than anything, it seems to come down to a love affair with the car and wanting to be the best and the fastest. And El Mirage Dry Lakes lets them dream